Good evening, Braves country. Hope y'all are having a good evening as we're bringing you evening baseball tonight as the Braves are going to take on the Florida Marlins. And you can see on your screen, it's Ian Anderson Day. Good to see everybody in the chat. We got Gary and Envy and Robert and Charlie, John. Good to see y'all. If y'all are in the chat, go ahead and jump in. We'll do roll call here in a little bit. But it's Ian Anderson. I would think we'll probably see Grant Holmes as well. That's what they've been doing all spring. They've been piggybacking Grant on the same night that Ian Anderson pitches, but we'll see how they play it out. They usually keep that pretty close to the vest, and I don't expect much different than what we've already seen. And with that being said, most of the Braves starters are in the lineup tonight. And we'll go over the full lineup here in a little bit. But first pitch, by the way, 15 minutes away. But you got Profar in there, and you got Riley and Ozuna and Ozzie, Michael Harris, Olson, Arcia, Kelnick. Pretty much the only starter that's not in there is Sean Murphy because of the injury, and we don't have Drake Baldwin in there tonight. Instead, it's a Kurt Casale catching, and that there could be a million reasons for that. I think one of the things is that they're going to try to limit the innings for the catchers that they are going to take into opening day, because when you already have your starting catcher hurt, the last thing you want to do is get a bunch of innings put on guys that you're going to need for the beginning of the 2024 season. Good to see you, Jillian. So that's what you can expect tonight. Ryan Weathers is on the bump for the Marlins, and he's been kind of a mixed bag of tricks over the years. He has been an opener, he has been a starter, and he's also been a guy who's pitched out of the pen. So we'll see how many innings he goes. I would think this will be an outing where they're going to want Ian Anderson to go 4, maybe even 5 innings. Because if you look at the big picture of this, Ian Anderson trying to make the squad. We are sitting, at March 6th. You figure he'll pitch one time next week, and then probably one more time before they head out west to San Diego. So you want to have him pretty stretched out and giving – most likely they're going to give extra off days between all these starts. So if we're sitting here on a Thursday, and typically he could turn around in a normal regular season situation, you're talking about him turning around and pitching on a Tuesday. But I expect him to pitch probably next Wednesday or Thursday. Looking at the calendar next week, they are probably next. He could very well pitch next Thursday against the Philadelphia Phillies. 105 first pitch. We have that game here, by the way. That is a Thursday afternoon game. There is one more night game on the docket for spring training, and it is 2 weeks from yesterday. So Wednesday, March 19th, they will play the Yankees, and that is a night game as well. And I believe that's a 6:35 first pitch, but we'll come on the air about 6 o'clock for that one. So that's what we're looking at tonight as far as how many innings they'll try to get out of Ian Anderson. They may go 4, and if they go 4, they may try to get 4 out of Grant Holmes or some kind of version of 4 and 5. Remember, the key to this whole thing is winning the game is not the most important thing, right? Yeah, the competitive juices get going out there, and all the guys want to get a W, but you're not going to see them go all out and worry about putting high leverage pitchers in. So if they have it in their head that certain pitcher is going to throw X amount of innings or X amount of pitches, then you can pretty much expect for that to be the case. And with all that being said, we're looking at, remember something too, if you haven't caught a lot of spring training games so far, they can pull a guy and bring him back in, meaning let's say a guy's up to a high number of pitches in the second inning, we'll just say, and they want to go and take him out. They can take the pitcher out and bring him back into the third inning, bring him back in the fourth inning, whatever they want to do. That was brought into play in the spring training back during the pandemic, and they've left it in because the managers really like it, because they don't want one of their pitchers go out there and throw too many pitches, but at the same token, they want to see X amount of work out of these pitchers. So Ian Anderson, and then most likely we're talking about Grant Holmes, but they might go a different direction, and they may have Grant pitch tomorrow. Tomorrow's game is not broadcasted anywhere, so we'll be back on the air on Saturday, 12:45, first pitch. All right, we're going to step aside for a second and get you ready for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves here on Braves Country.
You're in Braves Country.
On a beer? 7 in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is the Grapefruit League down in Florida. We're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off for the Miami Marlins and playing shortstop, it's Xavier Edwards. Batting second, playing center, Jesus Sanchez. Batting third, playing third, Jonah Bride. Your first baseman is Mervis, and Conine is in left field and batting fifth. Myers, the right fielder, batting sixth. Hicks is behind home plate and batting seventh. Lopez will be batting eighth and playing second base, and Hernandez is the designated hitter and batting ninth. On the mound for the Miami Marlins, it's Ryan Weathers. The right-hander will be going head-to-head with Ian Anderson, who has a 0.00 ERA this spring. Ryan Weathers does, and Ian Anderson with a 1.193. Leading off for your Atlanta Braves, Jerickson Profar. Batting .222 with an .861 OPS. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. .294 average this spring with an .824 OPS. Batting third, playing first, Matt Olson. .250 average and a .919 OPS. Marcell Ozuna is batting cleanup and the designated hitter. He has a .214 clip with a .742 OPS. Ozzie Albies batting fifth and playing second. .091 batting average this spring and a 2.58 OPS. Batting sixth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. He's got a 143 average and a 343 OPS. Orlando Arcia batting seventh and playing short. Batting just 100 with one hit on the spring and a 350 OPS. Jared Kelenic is batting .250 in right field and eighth in the order with a 1107 OPS. And Casale is behind home plate looking for his first hit with a 143 OPS. Game time temperatures here at Cool Today Park. It's a cool one. It's going to start off in the mid 50s and dip close to 40, high 40s by the end of the game. Your Atlanta Braves come into this game just 3 weeks away from opening day with the 6-3 record. The Miami Marlins are 3-6. Atlanta looks to get at least 3, maybe even 4 at-bats for their starters tonight. Look for them to pull their starters after about the 3rd time through the order. Miami Marlins are expected to do the same, and being on the road, they may play a little longer. Atlanta Braves schedule the rest of the weekend looks like this. They're playing Minnesota on Friday. No broadcast available. Saturday, 12:45 will come on the air, 105 first pitch versus Pittsburgh. And Sunday, they're playing Boston, but it's also the spring breakout game. Those games will be free on MLB TV to everybody. It's about time to get you ready for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Ian Anderson heading to the bump, and most of your starters out there on the field. Get set, Braves country.
Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. Why, we'll send you the play-by-play. And your seat right bang behind home plate. So, let's see what's going on in the docket. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball. No more measles and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves country.
Disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate.
Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving.
Stop.
Come back.
Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, everybody. just about set for first pitch. Good evening, John, David S., Jillian, Gary, the real McCoy, Hellion, Robert, Charlie. Good evening to our Facebook crowd who we're just adding into. Braves are set to take on the Miami Marlins. The Marlins are wearing their road gray pants and teal tops with Marlins across the chest in black, outlined in white, black ball caps with the Miami Marlin M. Braves are in their classic home white spring training uniforms with the blue tops, Atlanta across the chest, tomahawk underneath, and the red cap. If you watch the pregame show, you know what I'm talking about. Blue Bill and red and blue A. We're just about set. Yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country, and the first pitch on the way by Ian Anderson is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0, righty-lefty matchup, swing and a miss by Edwards. 1-1. So 1-1 count. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing, just getting going here. The pitch on the way. Tried to get him to chase the bender down below the knees, 2-1. Xavier Edwards came on the seam last year and was pretty darn productive, and they've got big expectations for him this year. Pitch on the way. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. We get the scoreboard set up for you. The 2-2. Kicks and fires. Fouled away. We'll do it again. Two count. Edwards, if he gets on, he is a threat to run. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Check swing went around, one away. Good pitch by Anderson. When Anderson's going well, that is the pitch that his bread and butter when he gets two strikes on a batter. The wind is whipping from left to right in the outfield. So if you can get up in that jet stream in the right field corner, you can get that ball to go. First pitch on the way to Jesus Sanchez is outside. Taken all the way for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0, righty-lefty matchup. Sanchez digs in. Pitch up and in. 2-0. 2-0 count. Sanchez batting 167 on the young spring training season, a 464 OPS. Anderson brings it. Ball in the dirt. 3-0. Anderson has struggled with his control. He's not given up a lot of runs, but he's put a lot of base runners on via the free pass. Something he's got to look to get straightened out. The 3-0 pitch. Fastball inside track for a strike, 3-1. Good to see you, Goat. The 3-1 pitch. Up top, miss it. No, they're going to call that a strike. 3-2. Sanchez doesn't like it. He'll take his time out. I don't believe they're doing the ABS tonight. So a 3-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pulled the string on a perfect changeup just under the hands to away. So 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. So far, so good for Ian Anderson. He's looking to secure that number 4, number 5 spot in the rotation. He is out of options, so the Braves cannot send him down to the minor leagues if he doesn't make the team. First pitch on the way, misses high and out of the zone. Up top to Bride, it's 1-0. Jonah Bride, the third baseman, batted 167 this spring. Last year, batted 276 with 11 home runs. The 1-0, bending down and away, 2-0. 2-0 count. Anderson, 14 pitches in. The 2-0, down and away, 3-0. So he's run these, though he's gotten the 2 strikeouts to start the game, both, and now all 3 of the batters have seen 3 balls. The 3-0, misses high, ball 4. So that'll be another free pass given up by Ian Anderson. And Bride will head down to first. Marvis, first baseman. Matt Marvis will come on. The left-handed bat, 26-year-old. Born in Washington, D.C., and was drafted by the Nationals in 2016. Played his college ball at Duke. Came up with the Cubs in 23 and 24, and now is with the Marlins. First pitch on the way is a bender inside. It's 1-0. Matt Mervis batted 115 on the year last year with 3 RBI. The 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. 2-0 count. And now 6 consecutive balls by Ian Anderson. Infield is back and to the right. The 2-0 by Ian. Down and in. 3-0. Keeps trying to get them to chase that bender. Really like to see Ian be a little more aggressive early in the counts. 3-0 count. Runner at first, 2 outs. The pitch. Inside and it down. Ball 4. So back-to-back walks on 4 balls back-to-back. And Ian Anderson running that pitch count up. He's at 20 here in the first inning. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way, right down the pipe. For a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Anderson versus Conine. Pitch on the way, down and in. Did he go around? They didn't call it. It's 1-1. If you're wondering, Griffin Riley Conine, he is the son of Jeff Conine, former Marlin outfielder. The 1-1. Misses up top, 2-1. So Ian Anderson cannot find the strike zone. Jeff Conine played first base and outfield for the Marlins. Hit 214 home runs lifetime. The 2-1 swing and a miss. Bender on the outer edge, 2-2. 24 pitches in. Runners on first and second, both via the free pass. He struck out 2. Here's the 2-2 from Anderson. Deals. Looking strike 3. So Ian Anderson strikes out the side, but walks 2. He's spotting dimes and eating onions. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Almost 40, your life must be so boring. No, I just picked up my grocery order and there were no substitutions or out of stock items, so.
Why do white people make their edibles so strong?
Well, as one of these mayonnaise complected individuals, I can answer this. We were bored and we can't jump so we had to contribute to society somehow.
Why am I tasting colors?
Because you've just about reached enlightenment. Now, there is something special about the flavor of the color number purple 7.
If you're not visiting family for Thanksgiving solely because they didn't vote the way you wanted them to vote, you are a low vibration.
For several years in the National League, this was looked upon as the best pitcher in the league against the best hitter in the league matchup.
So August 6, 1999.
We know he's not going to bunt. He's just taking a strike and probably trying to mess with Chipper down at third base. Who knows?
But see, I'm trying to stay level with that. I'm really actually just trying to hit it through the hole because you can't do anything with that pitch.
Kind of see his ass go out a little bit, kind of know he's looking in. But one of my strengths is the two-seamer in, so I still have to throw that because that's what I'm good at.
Now the 1-2. And that just missed.
That's his pitch. And see right here, I'm locked up. Oh, he's a technician though, man. He's so great.
Probably a strike to the other 100 guys in the league, but not Barry.
That's a ball. He knows it, but that's okay.
That one missed. Eddie did a good job of selling it. He got Bobby in the dugout.
Bobby, I love him.
That's kind of funny. We used to love hearing Bobby scream in the dugout.
Maddox is a master at mixing speeds.
See, I rolled over it. And that right there is because he came back at me twice, he sped me up.
I'm just glad he hit it fair, you know? I mean, you make your pitch and you hope he doesn't foul it off or you have to throw another one.
He wins that battle. And that pitch, I should have went the other way.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Weathers is down and in to the leadoff hitter, Jerickson Profar. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup, the 1-0. Swung on, swatted foul, sliced down the line towards the first base dugout, 1-1. The 1-1 count. Profar batting .222 on the spring and .861 OPS. He had 24 home runs in 2024 coming over from the San Diego Padres. Profar signed a 3-year deal in the offseason. Owed 12 this year and 15 the next two for a total of 42. The 1-1 from Weathers, right below the knees, 2-1. We'll say this home plate umpire has got a tight zone on both sides so far. Weathers throws a four-seam, a changeup, a sweeper, a sinker. The 2-1, just over the shoe tops, 3-1. Ball rolls away. Good to see a couple of more folks here after roll call. Want to say hi to Ron and Edward Spry. Thought I saw Kenneth. 3-1. Down and in, ball 4. So that'll put the leadoff runner on. One on, nobody out. Austin Riley will come to the plate. Good to see Anthony Jones and David Reed. First pitch inside, just above the shoe tops. Bit of a bender slider. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Good to see Stu Hawkins. Pitch on the way. Drops for a strike on the outer edge. Took a little bit off that one. It's 1-1. On deck, we got Big Matt Olson. Marcell Ozuna is the designated hitter. And batting fifth is the 1-1. That ball gets away. It's going to jump to the backstop, and Jerickson Profar will head on down to first. So we've got a runner in scoring position. One on, nobody out. If you're looking at this lineup, it's pretty indicative of what we can expect the opening day lineup to be versus right-handers, except for the fact that Casale, the number 9 hitter, I kind of expect him to be down in the minors, and we'll probably have Drake Baldwin batting a touch above. I don't see Baldwin batting 9th, but they could start him there being the rookie. 2-1 right there, first strike on the outer edge, 2-2. Expect Drake Baldwin to get the majority of the starts, especially against right-handers. The 2-2. Down and in, 3-2. The big question will be who will be the second catcher that they carry. I still believe it's going to be Chadwick Trump. I don't believe Sandy Leone, though he hit a couple of home runs this spring. He's 35, aging catcher, and a lifetime hitter just above the Mendoza line. He does not have a lot of pop in his bat his entire career. The payoff pitch to Riley. Inside. I guess it missed a little low. We'll take it, ball 4. And Riley will head on down to first. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. If they did have the ABS challenge system, I'd say they would have challenged that. The hind catcher for the Marlins had a pretty good frame on that Hicks. So it might have been a closer pitch than what it really was. Or appeared to be a closer pitch than what it really was, I should say. That'll bring up Matt Olson, lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch on the way to Big Matt is outside wide to the ice house. It's 1-0. Hicks is going to go out there and talk to Weathers, try to calm him down a little bit. He's a little frustrated after the bag, what he perceived as the bag call to walk Riley. It's definitely, for those of y'all listening on radio that can't see the game, it's definitely one of those pitches that if he got rang up, you couldn't argue with it because it was that close. Hicks heads back behind home plate. First and second, nobody out, a 1-0 count to Olson. Standing on deck is Marcell Ozuna. What I was saying about the lineup is that I would tend to think that we would probably see Garcia batting 9th on opening day as the 1-0 pitch is a slider right across the belt for a strike. That's what I want. So slide him to 9, and you would either have some kind of mixture of Kelnick, Baldwin, and Harris, but is the 1-1 just misses outside, 2-1. Biggest question I have is, would they try to break up the left-handed bats against the righty, or would they just let them roll? The 2-2 count, or 2-1 count, excuse me. Pitch on the way, bounces off just in front of the plate. Good block by Hicks, 3-1. Drake Baldwin is a left-handed bat, so my point being, if you had him in the lineup tonight, and the guys that are expected to be at the bottom of the lineup, that would be Harris, Kelnick, and Baldwin, all back-to-back-to-back lefties, as the 3-1 pitch is swung on and rattled foul back behind home plate. Full count. So there is a possibility that they would not bat Arcia 9th because they would want to break up the lefty-lefty-lefty. Maybe even bump Harris in front of Ozzie to break up that lefty trio. Full count to Olson. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Bottom of the first, and they're going to turn around and try to pick off the lead runner. Profar dives into second base, and he's got some bright red shoes on and bright red gloves. Kind of looks like Smurf shoes. They're practically glowing. The payoff pitch to Olson. Swing! Sizzles it foul down the line. Now to play. We'll do it again. Marcell Ozuna standing on deck. Ozzie Albies in the hole. If we keep it going, Michael the Hawk Harris will come to the plate. Weathers steps off the mound, and remember something, that is now his second move. He made the move to second base, but stepping off the rubber counts as well, so he's got to come home on the pitch count, on the pitch clock. The payoff pitch, outside wide, ball 4. Good take by Matt Olson. And he'll head on down to first, and the bases are now juiced. Good take by Olson. We've got ducks all over the pond. Marcell Ozuna digs in. Lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. Looked like the change bending away from Ozuna. He was trying to drag that somewhere and plant it. The 0-1. Down and in. Another bender. This one out of the zone. 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. But if you're just joining us, the Braves have loaded the bases with 3 walks. The 1-1. Swing. That ball's lifted high into right field. About midway, here comes the throw to home plate. Profar will hold. 1 away. One of those balls that maybe if it's a regular season game, you might think about sending him. No sense of getting a collision at home plate on a spring game. We know how gun-shy Tuiasa Sopo, our third base coach, is anyways. They're going to go ahead and pull Weathers. He'll probably come back for the second inning, as we talked about this in the pregame show, that they can do that with the spring rules. They're going to grab a relief pitcher. Bases are still loaded, 1 out. Weathers, his pitch count was north of 20, so we'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Micro shorts are the new mini skirt. Micro shorts. Back in my day, that was called underpants, and the only reason you'd be wearing them outside is if you were headed to the beach or to the loony bin.
Here's all the accents I can do as an Irishman. American. I'm gonna go to junior high in Trader Joe's. Target has the best cilantro. Southern American. Get off my property, sweet pea. Barbecue shrimp. Californian. I get triggered at Whole Foods. I think this is London. Alright, and mate, give us the f***ing potatoes then, you f***er. Oh, you're starving. You ain't got any f***ing potatoes left. We're gonna f***ing take them all. Use them up in the chippy. Posh English. Well, it'll be rather unusual for me to go to a Pizza Express. That's all I have for now. All the other ones I can do, I think, are racist, but I'm just trying my best. Don't mean anything by it.
Bonds tonight has been intentionally walked, and he's flied to left.
Kind of understood one another a little bit more. I think we both knew I wasn't going to pitch to him unless I had to.
He's not going to give up a big inning to me with a man on first base, and I have to be smart enough to understand that. And nobody is. You think you can get him, but you can't. He's not going to give it to you.
Strike at the knees, 0-1.
I threw a lot of first pitch fastballs away. That was one of my patterns, and most hitters don't want to hit a first pitch fastball down and away.
Into the crowd, advantage Maddox. It's 0-2.
That's what I was trying to do. Stay back long enough to slap him through the hole. You can't hit him. You can't hit a home run. Not unless he comes in on there. He's got to come inside.
It's easy to say, oh, he's late on that. He's not late. That fastball's not beating him. He's looking in is why he's hitting it foul that way. And that's something, as you get older, you learn to read that better. You try to read every swing, every foul ball. So hopefully this is a two-seamer and not a cutter. I mean, I would hope I would throw him a changeup again after seeing the last at-bats.
Welcome back. Bases loaded. 1 out. Belgrave is the pitcher. Right-hander to face Ozzie Albies. If the Braves can keep it going. Michael Harris the second stands on deck, and Orlando Arce is in the hole. Ozzie open stance from the left side, takes the first pitch. Down and away from the right-hander. One and 0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Swing. That ball's laced over towards second, and it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. That was a hot shot, one hopper, and a good defensive play by the Marlins second baseman. Scooped it, flipped it to second, and the runners were kind of stuck in cement. We'll be back in a flash. 0-0 your score. Braves, Marlins. We head to the second inning.
If I died and you got remarried.
If you died and I got remarried?
Yeah, if I died and you got...
In what order?
I die first.
Okay.
You get remarried.
Because I'd like you to be there otherwise.
For your remarriage.
Yeah, you're special to me. You're like my buddy.
You guys, we haven't been drinking since we quarantined ourselves into the bar, at least since we got stuck in the bathroom.
Oh, that's right. Wait. So what are you saying? That we'd never had the flu? We were just having alcohol withdrawal?
Yeah.
alcohol withdrawals. That's great.
Is it great? It means we're all alcoholics.
Yeah.
When you were younger and you'd get hangovers from alcohol, but now you can get them from too much sun, too much food, not enough food, socializing too long, traffic, loud noises.
You better not go to sleep. As soon as your eyes shut, I'm gonna punch you square in the face. I hope you stay still when you sleep, because I'm putting a rat trap between your legs.
Marriage is just two adults who ask each other, do you have any ideas for dinner? Every single day for the rest of their lives.
Still think you got to pitch him in. Yeah, he took it again.
So now he wants to back me off to throw that guy again. I'm not going to lean. I don't care. I cover the plate with that bat just right there.
3-2. It was 0-2. Now it's full.
Now you just got to be a great hitter. If it's 3-2, anything can happen.
So I'm kind of noticing that he's not chasing it off the plate away. He's chasing it when it's on the plate and down. I need to get it more down there where he'll swing at it. And that's the one he fouls off, and you're like, oh, now I got to make another pitch to him.
And it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Good pitch. I tip my hat to that one. You'll see me walk away like, get it, brother. That ball was up, it was perfect, and I should have hit it.
Yeah, he just missed it. Sometimes you get lucky. Maybe he thought it was a high fastball. Who knows? He saw it up and recognized fastball, but I don't know why he missed that one, but glad he did. Yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, it was fun. He's great.
First pitch on the way as we come out of the break is a high chopper over to third. Riley scoops it, throws a one-hopper to Olson. Good defensive play by Olson. He had to grab that one out of the ground near his shins off the hop. One away, 5-3 in your scorecard if you're scoring at home. Riley's momentum was taking him towards home plate, so he threw off his front foot in the air over Ian Anderson's head. It skipped, kind of almost handcuffed Olson. Good job by Matty. One down. Riley just wanting to make sure that he was awake over there. Because Olson's got a big wry grin on his face. So it's like, man, warn me when you're going to scare the you-know-what out of me. First pitch on the way to Hicks, Liam Hicks, left-handed bat. Catcher for the Marlins, who batted .264 last year. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Chops it foul in between home and first. 1-1. So the good news, if you're just joining us, is that Ian Anderson struck out the side in the first inning. The bad news is he also walked 2, and he has had a big-time problem walking batters. 1-1 misses high fastball, 2-1. 2-1 count. Anderson delivers. Swung on, slaps it over into the hole between the 5-6 hole, and it's going to get through for a base hit. We were playing a shift to the far right, and it was slapped to the left. Arcia could not quite get to it. Just a great placing of the ball as Arcia tried to backhand it but could not get there in time. One down, one on. First pitch on the way is a frisbee slider on the outer edge to the right-handed batter Lopez. Oh, and 1. The 0-1 kicks and fires. Inside, gets him. Got him right in between the armpit and the rib cage. That'll leave a mark. Might have gotten him right around the tricep area, so he might have been spared, but scary pitch for Lopez. 2 on, 1 out, and once again, the control issues for Anderson have been a topic of conversation in the camp. First pitch on the way is a strike on the outer edge, 92 miles an hour. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Brings it. With first and second and 1 out, the pitch. Underneath the hands. Did he go around? They're going to check down the line. They're going to say that he did. Good job by Casali to ask for that challenge. So an 0-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. The pitch from Anderson brings it. In the dirt, 1-2. Standing on deck is the top of the order, Xavier Edwards. 1-2 count. They set up on the outside track. Here's the pitch from Anderson. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him with the bender on the outer edge. 2 away. That's the bender he's been working on, and if he can combine that with that nasty changeup in the dirt, but keep him in the zone or near the zone, Ian Anderson will be a tough customer. His biggest problem is when he's missing the zone this spring, he's not just missing it, he's missing it by a country mile. Edwards, the leadoff batter up. First pitch in the dirt. 1-0. The 1-0. Kicks and fires, swung on, chops it over to second. Ozzie Albies has it. He'll flip it over to Olsen covering first, and that'll end the inning. 4-3 put out. We'll be back in a flash. The wind's blowing, and the Atlanta Braves will grab the bats when we come back scoreless here at Cool Today Park.
I had a little cry earlier, and I had a big cry last night.
Yeah.
But I'm not crying now.
You're not?
And I think for that,
Yeah.
I'm doing so well.
Look at it. Forced to be your mother. Okay? Now wait for it. Born to be your lover? What? Are you What is this? Barbie Goes to Bama?
Roll Tide.
How do you make that video and think to yourself, that's the one? That's the one I'm going to post on the internet. She deadass once a month. The Crimson Tide's in. We can't be as close as normal.
Ew. Ew.
You know what? I didn't even think I had to say this.
Roll Tide.
I'm actually not interested in giving the best version of myself today. I'd rather give it like a solid 30% and then just take a nap.
This bar runs on trash, dude. This bar is totally green that way.
How is burning trash green?
Because I'm recycling the trash into heat for the bar and lots of smoke for the bar. I'm giving the bar the good smoky smell that we all like.
That's the exact opposite of green.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I could put the trash into a landfill where it's going to stay for millions of years. Or I could burn it up and get a nice smoky smell in here and let that smoke go into the sky where it turns into stars.
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough about stars to dispute it.
No, it's right.
We'll play Expos. They brought his brother, Mike.
Brother Mike is going to take over for the Expos.
You know, I was hitting 8th, and he was in behind me, and he goes, sinker. Okay, you know, I cheat a little.
Did the drive to left. I don't think the park would hold it. This ball is out of here. What a big hit by Eddie Perez. It's 2-0 Atlanta.
He was like, way to go, good job. So after the game, they asked me, well, his brother told me that it was a sinker coming.
I always wonder how Eddie hit that pitch.
So they went and interviewed him, and he go, well, that's your brother. He said, I don't care if it's my mom's pitching. I will tell my hitters what to hit because I want to win this game.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Michael Harris. Money Mike takes a pitch right down the track from Weathers, who is back into the game. It's 0-1. Lefty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Slider misses outside, 1-1. 1-1 count. Good to see you, Willis. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. The Braves loaded the bases in the first inning if you're just joining us. The 1-1 swing and a miss, 1-2. One-two count. Pitch on the way. Swung on and dribbled over towards third. Playing over into the shortstop position is the third baseman, firing it over across the diamond. A 5-3 put out. If you're scoring at home, it's Bride to Mervis, 1 away. One down, and Orlando Arcia, the batter. Pitch on the way from Weathers. Down and in for a ball. Skips away. 1-0. Braves wearing their classic spring training uniforms with the white pants, blue tops. Blue ball caps with the white A is the 1-0. Right there for a strike, 1-1. Atlanta across the chest, outlined in white with the tomahawk, the same. Red stripes right down the middle where you button up. 1-1 misses outside, ball 2-2-1. We're back on the air Saturday afternoon. 12:45 first pitch. The Braves will be taking on the Pirates. The 2-1 pitch. Down and in, ball 3-1. 3-1 count. I believe that game is at Cool Today Park as well, so should see a lot of the starters in that one as well. The 3-1. Right there for a strike at the knees, 3-2. I would say the game that's tomorrow that's not being broadcast anywhere, you're not missing a lot, because with the night game after a day game in spring training, these starters will probably be given, most of them will be given the day off. The 3-2. Weathers kicks and fires. Swing! That ball's lifted high into the crowd, foul over the first base side. We'll do it again. The 3D will be back for opening day. They just don't have that option during spring training. The payoff pitch, chopped over towards third. It's going to be another 5-3 put out, 2 away. Two down. That'll bring Jared Kelenic to the plate. He's batting .250. First pitch is a fastball just above the letters for a ball. It's 1-0. You're wondering why Arcia is batting as high as he is, considering how bad his batting average is. I'd say it's to break up the lefties with the lefty starter. The 1-0. Fouled off the glove of Hicks. 1-1. Not that the strategy matters as much during spring training, but if you built it the way you normally would, is the 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. You would have went, Olsen, Ozuna, Ozzie, Harris, and Kelenic. So it would have been, only Ozuna would have been the right-handed bat in that situation. The 2-1, down below the knees, ball 3-1. Casali stands on deck. In the hole is Jerickson Profar. 3-1 count to Kelenic. Looking to platoon in right field till Ronald Acuna Jr. comes back. The 3-1. Corkscrews it foul in between home plate and the third base dugout. We'll do it again. Full count. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. Bottom of the second inning. Here is the pitch by Weathers. Up top, and they're going to call that for a very high strike on the outer edge. That'll end the inning. Kelenic doesn't like it. Can't say I blame him. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the third we go. Nada at Cool Today Park in the Grapefruit League.
We listen and we don't judge. I'm 27 years old, and I didn't know condensed soup means that you had to add water to it. So I always ate it without water.
What's your name?
Isaac.
Isaac. What do you rate me out of 10?
I'm happily married. So they would now rate you. So.
Okay, so if you had to rate me, if you didn't have a wife, come on.
I'd be a 1. It's a little desperate, that's why. So. The most important person in my life is my wife. So she's number 1.
You guys like your salad dressing mixed in or on the side?
Don't matter to me.
Me either.
You guys aren't gonna eat salad, are you?
Not a chance.
No way. Throw these on a grill. If you burn them, we're gonna have to eat salad.
He walks the fine line between being one of the most intense competitors that you've ever played with, and then one of the biggest characters that you've ever played with, king of the practical joke.
Some of the things are funny, unless they happen to you.
Some of those pranks are legendary.
You're not going to be disappointed.
They never mess with me much. I
never mess with anybody.
I would watch them.
I get this rap of all this stuff.
I mean,
I got a big base hit to win a ball game in the bottom of the 8th or something.
The young star of the Braves, Chipper Jones.
And we got these community showers. I was the second one on the left. He was the third one on the left. He comes in, he was like, man, that was so awesome. You know, I could tell you were kind of setting that picture up. I'm so gullible that I'm thinking, wow, Greg Maddux is like picking my brain about hitting. And I can feel people in other parts of the shower kind of snickering. And I looked at them, and then I looked down. Sure enough, he was urinating on my leg.
It was just good team fun.
no, it's just good team fun. You're
Everybody
right,
can
but-
share in.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way to the left-handed bat, leading us off Jesus Sanchez from Ian Anderson is a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1 swung on, chopped over towards second, backhanded by Ozzie. The Wiz will flip it over to first. 4-3 put out, one away. It's currently 58 degrees at Cool Today Park, and the wind just under 20 miles an hour. They're forecasting it to keep up most of the night, so it's going to be a chilly one out there. One down, top of the third. Jonah Bride, the right-handed third baseman, takes the pitch down and away for a ball. It's 1-0. Bride walked his first time up, batting 167 and an OPS of 666. So I'm sure there's a lot of folks out there that are pulling for him to adjust that one way or the other. Pitch on the way is right there at the knees. Evens up the count, 1-1. 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. 3 weeks from today, we'll have opening day baseball. The 2-1 comebacker to the mound. Anderson has it, underhands it to Olsen. 1-3 in your scorecard, 2 down. That's going to be a 4:10 first pitch. And opening day will look like this here on Braves Country Radio. We're going to do what we're starting this year is at the beginning of every series at noon Eastern. We're going to preview the series. So we're going to start that on opening day. It will replay just before first pitch if you miss it on those days. And we'll come on pitch by pitch, play by play at 4:10, but that day will be here at noon. And those shows will last around 20-30 minutes, just kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Reactions to the last series, preview of the next series. 1-1. Your count after a foul back from Mervis. Left-handed bat from the first base. 1-1 from Anderson. Swing and a miss up top. Looked like that might have been his change, 1-2. 1-2 count, Ian Anderson. Struck out the side in the first inning, but also walked 2. He's got 2 walks on the night, and here's the pitch. Swung on and hammered over to the right-hand side. Good sliding play by Olsen. He'll flip it to Ian Anderson covering the bag. 3-1 put out, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Braves will grab the bats. Casali, and then the top of the order for the Bravos here in Braves country.
Hey, what's the fattest thing you ever did?
I ordered some food and it was so good to me. I wanted to have it again for dinner, so I reordered the same order an hour later, and it was the same delivery driver, so I asked my neighbor to go get my food because I didn't want them to know that it was for me twice.
My grandma had dementia before she passed away, and I will never forget one of the last things she told me. She looked at me dead in the eye, and she said, "You are the ugliest little boy I have ever seen." And that was like the last time she spoke to me.
What's your issue with seatbelts?
Seatbelts, I think it's just like I personally don't like them because I think, what if you got to jump out of the car and roll, duck and roll.
Roll Tide. What are some regular words that sound like they could be black names? I'll go first. Liquidity. There you go. Have a nice day.
Feeling when you send somebody a video that's 30 seconds long and they reply LOL like 3 seconds in, and now you don't know if you can ever trust them again.
And then there was the humor where we were playing in Tampa and Walt Weiss got hit.
And he gets plunked again. That's the third hit batter today. This might be a retaliation.
Maddox is on the bench. He goes, "Hey, Walter." He goes, "Yeah, doggy." He goes, "Is it time?" He goes, "It's time." I said, "What's going on?" He goes, "I'm going to hit the first guy that comes up." And I said, "Can you get the first two guys out first and maybe hit the third guy?" He goes, "No, I'd rather lose the game than respect to my teammates."
Well, we'll see if Greg Maddux has an answer for that.
So Canseco come up. He hit him in the knee.
Jose Canseco thinks that there was no accident to that pitch and is not very happy about it.
Here they come. Now they're gathering toward Maddox, right?
Maddox is trying to get the attention of Canseco.
Mad Dog looked at Canseco and said, "Walt told me to do it."
Welcome back. First pitch on the way to the right-handed bat of Casali, the Braves hind catcher. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty-righty. Weathers back out there for his 39th pitch of the evening. Inside 1-1. So 1-1 count. Casali batted 194 last year with the Giants with 1 home run. 1-1, chops it foul off the plate. 1-2. The 1-2 from Weathers, kicks and fires from the southpaw, swung on and chopped foul in between home and third, rattling towards the third base dugout. We'll do it again. You got to figure Drake Baldwin's going to be held up unless they really do something off the wall and go Tromp and Leon and keep Drake in the minors, but I just don't see that happening. He's hitting the ball well this spring. So really it comes down to, do you keep Chadwick Tromp, who's 30 years old, out of options, or Sandy Leone, 36 years old, out of options? And y'all know where I stand. I say you keep Tromp. The 1-2, fouls it back. Do it again. Not to mention the fact he's been with the Braves organization for the last few years, so he really has gotten to know most of the pitching staff. 1-2 count. Brings it. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Thought he might have got a piece of it, but I guess the catcher for the Marlins 6 just dropped the ball. 1 down. One away, and that'll bring the top of the order back up. Jerickson Profar, who walked his first time up, first pitch. Pulled the string on the changeup on the outer edge. 0-1. Sun pretty much is set here at Cool Today Park. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Flailed at that one. It's 0-2. That in the 50s and the wind whipping around out there, Cool Today has turned into Cold Today Park. If you're not familiar with Cool Today, it's a air conditioning company in South Florida. The 0-2 in the dirt, 1-2. The 1-2 count. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. Bottom of the third. The 1-2 pitch swung on and lifted into right field, drifting in, making the running catch for the Marlins. in right. Myers, 2 down. Two down. Austin Riley, your batter. First pitch, swinging. Fouls it back. It's 0-1. Riley batting second tonight. Probably about where he'll fit on opening day. They could fiddle with it a little bit, but I think the Profar leading off is the 0-1. Up top. Misses high, 1-1. Especially against a left hand, I think you'll definitely see Riley hitting second. But it looks like they really want to push. Is the 1-1 down and in? 2-1. If you remember last year, they were trying to get guys on and up in the order before they put the big hitters on of Riley and Olsen and Ozuna. It seems like this year their game plan is going to be get as many at-bats for those guys and not worry about that. The 2-1 is lifted high down the right field line, bending, foul and out of play into the stands in that deep right field corner. If he could have kept that straight, it probably leaves the yard or at least off the wall. Someone was asking if we were going to be here for the Tokyo series, and that is the game plan, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. More on that when we come back. 0-0 your score. We go to the top of the fourth inning. Braves and Marlins, just one hit between them here in Braves country.
Suspect is a 26-year-old female who thinks she's thick, but really she's just fat.
I thought this was a joke.
Also says his pull-out game is strong, but I've been pregnant 10 times.
Okay, seriously, I can't help it that your reproductive system don't work.
Are you serious?
Suspect's 4'11" and looks like an Oompa Loompa.
Hello, I'm Dr. Richard here to tell you about my exciting new drug-free treatment for children with attention deficit disorder. This treatment is fast and effective and doesn't use harmful drugs. Watch closely as I apply treatment to the first child. Sit down and study! Sit down and study! Stop crying and do your schoolwork! If you would like more information on my bold new treatments, please send away for this free brochure.
Armchair.
When you were younger and you'd only get hangovers from alcohol, but now you can get them from too much sun, too much food, not enough food, socializing too long, traffic, loud noises.
With Greg and his ways, it's amazing, that he didn't get beat up.
He was funny and unassuming, but on the mound, he'd cut your heart out.
So after 1995, they go to the World Series the next year against the Yankees, and Maddox is still pitching really well.
Go back and look at Game 2 that Greg Maddox pitched at Yankee Stadium. I mean, it's lost to history because they didn't win the World Series. That's one of the greatest pitched World Series games I've ever seen.
Double play ball. I think he was actually setting him up.
Just the way he would slightly move the baseball off the barrel of the Yankees hitters, time and time again.
Had him reaching.
Ground ball, ground ball, ground ball. Anytime you needed a big out, it was there.
He can chew you up and spit you out.
Just the artistry of that game, to me, was the definition of who Maddox was.
Welcome back. Ian Anderson is back out there on the bump for the top of the fourth inning. First pitch is a strike to Conine. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Change up in the dirt, 1-1. 1-1 count. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch. Swing, and that ball's lifted into left field. Coming over, long way to go is Riley into shallow left field. Profar would have had a hard time getting over there. It was pretty much on the line, about midway up from third to the foul pole, and Profar was played the left-hander to pull. I don't know if he would have gotten to that. One down. One down, and first pitch is in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0. Ian Anderson at 52 pitches. So not terribly high, though it hasn't been efficient with the walks. But nonetheless, the 1-0. Up top, misses high, 2-0. 2-0 count. Anderson with 3 walks and 4 strikeouts on the night. 2-0, misses high, ball 3, 3-0. He's going to get every opportunity to make this squad because of is a 3-0 pitch. Misses high, ball 4. So another walk. That'll be walk number 4 to start the 4th inning with 1 out. And Hicks, the number 8 hitter, the number 7 hitter, the catcher, due up. Good to see everybody else jumping in the chat. I saw pushing buttons and Keith. I think I saw D. First pitch on the way from Anderson is in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0. Good to see you, Bernardo. The 1-0. Up top, misses high, 2-0. 2-0 count. These next couple of weeks are going to be critical for 2 of our slots in the rotation. About 3, maybe even 4 guys in the bullpen. Is a 3-0. Down below the knees, or 2-0 down below the knees, ball 3, 3-0. And then you can also make the argument there's only probably 2 spots that are secured on our bench. In past years, kind of just been pushing the fast forward and going, come on opening day, but now the Braves need this time to figure out who they want to take north to Atlanta with them. 2-1, misses high, ball 3, 3-1. Of course, we're starting the season on the road this year out on the West Coast. 3-1 in the dirt, ball 4-4. So another walk. That's going to be the 5th walk of the night by Ian Anderson. He's at 60 pitches. Desperately needs a ground ball double play here to get him out of this jam. Looking down in the bullpen, I don't see anybody stirring right now, but they might have already made the move because I do see Snicker coming out. So it looks like we're going to get a pitching change. Couldn't see who that was. It was heading from the dugout, from the bullpen into the field of play. We'll be back in a flash to introduce the new pitcher when we come back. Could be the end for Ian, but he is at only 60 pitches.
For the love of God, tell me I am not the only person that keeps up with their town's arrest page on Facebook. You know that page that posts the mug shots and their charges and stuff for everybody that you know in the town you live in? If you want to know what your community is like, check out that page. Not really the people that got arrested, but the comments on those posts. See, on ours, there's one guy that turned every one of them into a smash or pass. It's great. I look forward to those comments. Then there's the women that get arrested, and if they look even a little bit decent, there's all her friends comment and say, "Slay, you look so good, your mugshot's so pretty." Tell her to get her together. She just got busted with 4 pounds of meth. Not to mention the creepy guys. It's like, I'm on my way with bail money. I can fix her. Boy, you can't fix your damn hair. Shut up. Then you got the dudes talking about, free my homie. Your boy is awaiting trial for murder. What do you mean free my homie? Keep him in there. Keep him. We don't want him.
The Mets ended their first season with a record of 40 wins and 120 losses, the worst record in the 20th century. They would stay in the cellar for 5 more seasons, but they consistently drew more fans than the New York Yankees.
An amazing thing happened, which was that New York took this losing team to its bosom. Everybody thinks New York only cares about champions, but we cared about the Mets. And I remember going to some games in June that year, and they were getting walloped. They were getting horribly beaten. But the crowds came out to the Polo Grounds in great numbers. People brought horns and blew these horns. And after a while, I realized that this was probably antimatter to the Yankees. We were across the river and had won so long. And winning is not a whole lot of fun if it goes on. But the Mets were human. And that horn, I began to realize, was blowing for me, because there's more Met than Yankee in all of us. What we experience day to day in our lives is there's much more losing than winning.
Welcome back. It'll be De Los Santos. So with it not being Grant Holmes, I'd say he's probably pitching tomorrow or Saturday. I guess they're starting to break them up, considering the fact Holmes and Anderson are likely to pitch back-to-back in the rotation. First pitch on the way is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Braves had the day off yesterday. Runners on first and second, one out. De Los Santos, the right-hander, kicks and fires. Swing, lifts it back, foul, 1-1. 1-1 count. Houston leads the Mets 2-0 in the third. The 1-1 swung on and chopped over towards short. And Orlando Arcia fires it over to second. That was a line drive. My bad. I thought it hopped off the ground. That was a line drive, so that's going to be a double play. L6 and then 6-4 in your scorecard. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. The Braves grab the sticks when we come back. 0-0 your score.
Hoo-wee. Cold, ain't it? Have you had your coffee yet? That freshly brewed coffee every morning gets me. I'm moving in my cup. I'm moving. I think I'll have a donut.
Stop making the Christmas sweet smaller. They've reduced it to 550 grams. That wouldn't even get me started. You wouldn't even make a dog sick with that much chocolate. That would make a dog sick, by the way. I always forget some people on the internet are very stupid.
If your wife says some guy has a nicer truck than yours, smash yours into it. Be a man.
I'm gonna be 100% honest right now. If you don't have dog or cat hair on your clothes somewhere, I don't trust you as a person.
After 96, he's just putting up numbers that are going to lead to 300 wins and 3,000 strikeouts and Cooperstown and all of those things.
Gosh, I want to say that was a 7-year run. He had a 7-year run where he never missed a start and had an ERA barely above 2, averaging about 240 innings a year.
An overall brilliant performance. I don't know what else we can say about the guy.
And it sort of stayed the same in Atlanta. Greg Maddux was still a great pitcher, but not quite as great.
He is 37, and they do take their toll.
The Braves were still a great team.
10 straight division titles.
But a little bit of disappointment crept in.
The Atlanta Braves played 162 games, and everything went sour for them here.
It is kind of brutal. We only got the one ring, but the division titles, it kind of takes the sting out of only winning one World Series.
Congratulations to Greg Maddux. His 15th win. First pitcher in Major League history to do that in 16 consecutive seasons.
The classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. The 0-1 pitch to Matt Olson is a ball on the outside edge. It's 1-1. Mazur, the new pitcher, Adam Mazur. Right-hander, 7.49 ERA last year with San Diego. 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. Thank you for the donation, Keith. Pitch on the way to Olson is in the dirt. 2-1. So a 2-1 count. Ball 3-1. The 3-1 to Olson is fouled down the line, out of play, full count. Keith asked, do you know where the Pirates got their hooks back in the day? Is this like a dad joke or something? Because I'm not 100% sure I know what you're asking, Keith. The 3-2 swung on, hammered over to first. It's going to be a 3-1 put out with Missouri covering the bag. One down. I give up, Keith. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a joke that you're asking where the Pirates got their hooks. I do know where they got their name. Marcell Ozuna comes to the plate. They used to be called the Pittsburgh Alleghenies way back in the day. First pitch on the way, swings at the first pitch he sees and pops it up. Foul territory, first base side, making the catch is the first baseman of the Marlins, Mervis. It's 0-1. They got them from a secondhand store. So the Pirates originally were called the Pittsburgh Alleghenies. You got the Allegheny River right there, and if this was during the time period where you had the National League, and then you also had what is now the American League. At the time it was called the Western League. And they would compete for free agents, and the Pittsburgh team was known to not only go out there and steal the free agents from the American League team, they were stealing free agents from all over the National League as well. And so the owners, the baseball owners around the world, is you got a 2-0 count to Ozzie Albies, started referring to the Pittsburgh baseball team as piratical, and then eventually refer to them in slang terms as a pirate, like a thief. And long story short, they ended up embracing the name, and that's where the Pittsburgh Pirates come from. 3-0 count. Ozzie Albies uses his timeout. The 3-0 right there at the knees for a strike, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Out wide, ball 4. So Ozzie Albies, good job of working his way aboard. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. Bottom of the 4th, Michael Harris, the second-year batter. The first pitch on the way is inside, kind of a half-hearted swing. It's like it tricked him under his hands. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Missouri brings it inside, 1-1. The Braves can keep it going. Orlando Arcia stands on deck. The 1-1. Turns around and flips it over to first. Ozzie underneath the tag over there. The 1-1 to Ozzie. Excuse me, to Harris. Ozzie leads off first. Missouri comes set, brings it. Swing! That ball's lifted into left field. It's not going to get nearly enough air underneath it. It'll die into the glove of the left fielder out there for the Marlins. Conine, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves get one on. Still have not gotten a base hit tonight. They've walked 4 times. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
There's only 6 people on earth that care how much you weigh. That'll be the pallbearers at your funeral. Anything else is just talk.
I told him I didn't want to get a certain vehicle because of the amount of gas I would have to spend. It cost like $80
to fill it up.
And he said, then you said,
when it gets to half, then you put $20, you bring it back to full.
Yeah. But if I keep doing, I would have to stop more often and still spend 80.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Why?
You're complaining about when it gets to 0, you spend 80, right? When it gets to half, you put 20. Then when it get back to half, you put 20.
Yeah, but I'll keep stopping, putting 20 in, and it'll be cool 80.
Half of 80 is 40.
But no, listen to what I'm saying.
I am. So if I just
no, you ain't gonna have to put gas in every day. Don't play me right now.
I'm not playing.
Don't play with me right now.
So in 2003, it comes to an end in Atlanta, and he actually goes back to the Cubs.
Hitting ninth and pitching for your Chicago Cubs, number 31, Greg Maddux.
I thought it'd be cool to go back and retire where I started. And I got offered a contract that time.
Maddux, oh, what a play! A miraculous grab to Rob Redmond. Oh, man. Complete game shutout for Greg Maddux. He's 3 wins away from 300 in his career.
It was never a goal till you get close to it.
Maddux, 38 years old, 299 victories, and if he wins today, he will become the 22nd Major League pitcher to reach 300 victories.
It's obviously a special number for pitchers, and, you know, to be able to do it, yeah, it's pretty cool.
The 22nd pitcher in the history of baseball to collect 300 wins in a career. Congratulations, Greg Maddux.
Please like and subscribe today. Braves Country Radio. Welcome back. De Los Santos back to work. First pitch, swing and a miss. Righty-righty matchup. The designated hitter Hernandez, the batter. It's 0-1. Probably not Robert. The 0-1. It's a Sunday night. I've got a lot of stuff going on, so I seriously doubt it. The 0-1 down and away, 1-1. The 1-1 count, we've done it before, and there just hasn't been a whole lot of traffic, so it's kind of pointless. 1-1 count. Righty-righty. The pitch. Swing and a miss over the top. 1-2. That draft for people who want to join, it's free to join. We got the link in the YouTube, on the YouTube page in the comments. It wouldn't post for whatever reason in the Facebook. It's the 1-2, swing and a miss. Strike 3. It's free to play, and we play for bragging rights and your name on the Stanley Cup type trophy that we keep in our studio. Good pitch by De Los Santos. He's got an outside chance to make this roster. He's got some good velo. Veteran presence. Be interesting to see if he makes the opening day roster. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss, 92 on the gun. It's 0-1. The 0-1, nothing your score, top of the 5th inning. Sanchez and then Bride. Pitch on the way, swung on and chopped over towards third. It's going to be a 5-3 put out. 2 down. Edwards now 0 for 3. Sanchez coming to the plate. Xavier Edwards, he came out. Remember, he got a lot of playing time when they moved some guys around. And last year, he ended up batting in 265 at bats. Xavier Edwards, the man that just grounded out for the Marlins, batted .328. Now, he doesn't have a lot of pop. Just 1 home run in those 265 at bats. But he's a stolen base threat with 31 stolen bases and 26 RBIs. He had an OPS of 820, so they weren't all singles. First pitch to Sanchez misses. It's 1-0. 1-0. Kicks and fires. Up top inside, 2-0. He's kind of like what most people would consider a traditional throwback leadoff hitter. A guy that gets on, uses his speed. 2-0 from De Los Santos. Swing, that ball's lifted down the line into the left field corner. If it's fair, it's gone. It is just foul. Man, that was a towering shot. He was using every bit of that wind to push it away. Two-1. Robert, if for some reason we don't end up doing what I think we're going to have to do that night here at the house, then we would go live. The 2-1 swung on, chopped off the foot of De Los Santos, and miraculously goes into the glove of Ozzie. He flips it over to first. That'll end the inning. Great lucky play. I just hate to use all that luck up here in the spring training game on March 6th. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
People will comment on my videos and they're like, how are you so good at giving just a dead blank stare? Honey, I'm on Prozac. I don't feel anymore.
Pull up your calendar so we can see a time that works best for everybody next week.
Okay, next week I know I don't have a lot of bandwidth.
Okay, well, you know what? Nobody does, because the holidays are coming up and you need to make time, so...
Amanda, it looks like everyone is free on Wednesday, but Brian has a mani-and-pedi with Miguel.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry, Brian, do you not start your workday until 10 a.m.? Okay, you know what, you guys, I don't have time for this. Callie, I need you to take over. I need you to set up a time on my calendar and just toss it up there. I have to go. Goodbye.
Okay, listen. I refuse to let you two bring me down.
Okay, well, I'm not missing my mani-pedi with Miguel again, so...
Do you know why a hand can never be 12 inches?
Because of how tall you are?
No, because then it would be a foot.
What do you call a lesbian with braces? A box cutter?
Wins his 300th game and then, goes to LA and, pitches okay. But what I always liked about the later years in LA, San Diego, is I think he seemed to be having a good time.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was, I was old and washed up, and, my kids were getting older, and being in Vegas, I wanted to play somewhere close to home.
Greg Maddux, the professor, is on the mound facing his former team.
Andrew Jones, he said, "You're rooting for him, ain't you?" I said, "I hope we win 1-0 and he gets a no decision."
I think I was 3 for 9 in my 9 at bats, and I remember pretty much all 3 of them.
And it's hit in the air to right field. It's going to fall in for a base hit. Giles has to play it on a hop, and Chipper aboard with a leadoff single to start things here in the 6th inning.
Stole the first 2 times I got on base, and he walks behind the mound. He goes, "If you steal third, I'm doming you the next time up." So I didn't steal third.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Missouri's back out there is inside for a strike. It's 0-1. Arcia, your batter, righty-righty matchup. The 0-1 just misses inside, 1-1. So a 1-1 count. Arcia 0 for 1. The pitch swung on, chopped over towards short. That's going to eat up Edwards. We'll see how they call that. It should be an error, but we'll see. Arcia gets some home cooking on that one. Kind of in between hop, and it just ate him up. They did call it an error, rightfully so. The Braves still have not gotten a base hit. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss over the top by Kelnick. It's 0-1. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. Bottom of the 5th inning. The 0-1 from Missouri. Swing and a miss. Fastball. 1-1. 1-1 count. Or, excuse me, 0-2. Runner at first. Nobody out. The pitch on the way. Swung on, chop foul in between home and first. You got March Madness coming up. That Thursday and Friday that open up March Madness, we will not be here. Have other obligations in the radio world, but other than that, our broadcast will continue. The 0-2, foul back out of play. We'll do it again. That's a full week before opening day. I believe one of those games isn't even broadcasted anywhere. So an 0-2 count. Kelnick digs in. Runner at first, nobody out. The pitch. High bender misses the zone. Looked like the slider that didn't slide, 1-2. We're here for 19 spring training games this year in 2025. Then also When you count the Tokyo series, it'll be an even 20. The 1-2. Swung on, pops it up, high into center field. Easy play out in center for Sanchez. One down. One away. They were showing on the screen the outfield battle. I just don't think there's much of an argument. I think De La Cruz and Kelenic are definitely going to end up as a pitch on the way, is a swing and miss over the top. It's 0-1. Brian Snitker's having a powwow with his starters over there in the corner. I'd be willing to bet he's asking them how many at-bats they want tonight, because I don't think he'll put him out there tomorrow, so he's probably getting a consensus from him. 0-1, outside wide. They're going to flip it down to first to see if they can catch Orlando Arcia napping. 1-1. Consoli, your batter, and then after that it's Profar, Riley, and Olsen if they could keep the line moving. 1 on, 1 out, scoreless game. Braves still looking for that first base hit. The 1-1 down below the knees, under the hands for a strike. It's 1-2. 1-2 count. Top of the order, due up after Casali. And Hicks wants to run out there and talk to Missouri real quick, so they'll have a quick powwow at the mound. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing, bottom of the 5th inning. Yeah, Keith, Duke does look pretty good this year. Florida and Alabama look really good too, though. I watched a little bit of that game last night, and there's definitely some good teams out there this year. The 1-2 in the dirt, 2-2. Good block by Hicks to keep that from going to the backstop. This is probably arguably, other than October, it's my favorite month of the year because you get the March Madness going on, then you got the spring baseball and opening day about to take off, and of course Jacksonville's got the TPC next week. The 2-2 slice foul over the first base dugout. We'll do it again. And then shortly after opening day, you'll get the Masters. March into early April is right up there with October for me. The 2-2 to Casali. Here's the pitch. Swing. Chops it over towards third. It's going to be a 5-4-3 inning-ending, rally-killing double play. Casali has typical catcher speed. That play was nowhere near close. Braves still looking for their first hit. We go to the 6th, scoreless against the Fish.
Hi, y'all. It is again time for our Appalachian word of the day. The word of the day is July. I trusted you and you cheated on me. Why July?
A buddy of mine was like, you should come to my company holiday party. And I was like, oh, I can't that day. And he's like, I haven't even told you the date yet. But I love company holiday parties. You get to be with people that you work with all day long for more hours. And you get to say, I love your ugly Christmas sweater. And they're like, that's just my sweater. And you get to be like, hey, remind me, do you go by Steve or Steven? And he's like, it's Mark. And your boss tries to crack a joke and everyone around them does the employment laughter. And at the end of the night, you get to do an Irish exit.
People, this is my wife, and we've been happily married for 1 year.
It's been 20.
Yeah, but how long my mom been living with us?
A year.
That's why I'm happy.
Mira tan cabrón que es.
Well, where are you guys going? We're just out, looking for a pack of cigarettes.
Oh, with North Carolina plates, you're driving all the way to Missouri for cigarettes?
How about a beer?
The last time I faced him, I take my hat off and I show him my bald head, which is all he cared about. He proceeded to get a hit.
So here we go, the Friends squaring off. And a line drive base hit up the middle.
And now he gets booed.
And that spot right there, I thought would put him into a trance.
It's awesome.
He took a picture of the top of my head in a bus, and every time I call him, the top of my head comes up.
The joking around, the laughing, screaming, all that stuff, and you know, being cruel to one another was all in good fun, and it was a lot of good times.
Please like and subscribe today. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Jonah Bride leads us off. Third baseman of the Marlins, righty-righty matchup. De Los Santos back out there again. First pitch, right there on the knees, on the outer edge. It's 0-1. Bride 0 for 1 with the walk. The 0-1. Chopped over towards third. Riley's got it. Fires it across the diamond. A laser beam. 5-3 put out. One away. One down, top of the sixth. No score. And only one hit by the Marlins. One error by the Marlins as well. First pitch to Mervis, the first baseman. Left-handed bat. Drags it foul. Before it can get to first base, it's 0-1. Conine on deck. The 0-1. Up top for a strike. 1-1. 0-2, excuse me. 0-2 count. The pitch. Down below the knees, 1-2. Tried to get him to chase that slider down and away. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 down. Good slider down and in. Mervis couldn't lay off of it. Capel is in for Profar. It looks like that a lot of the starters have exited. We'll hit those as we get to it. Here's the first pitch swinging deep into right field, drifting over, making the catch in right is Carlos Rodriguez, in for Jared Kelenic. We'll be back at a flash. Braves looking to get on the board, not just to the score, but with the base hit here at Cool Today Park.
2 years ago, I only had $24 in my bank account. Today, I got $17. I know y'all thought this was going to be motivational, but nah, I'm still broke as f***.
Hi y'all, it's time for some more Appalachian insults. They could talk ears off a billy goat. You look like 50 miles of bad road. Well, he wouldn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. The porch light is on, but nobody's home.
Old people really just don't give a f*** about anything. I'm at a customer's house today because beer and groceries just don't buy themselves, and it's an elderly couple. I'm talking to the wife and I ask if they have any kind of issues, and she says, go ask my husband. He's in the back room. So I start walking towards the back room and she yells out that he's hard of hearing, so I'm gonna have to speak up. So I get back there and I'm talking to him with a raised voice, you know, trying to be courteous. Now this carries on for about 5 minutes, and after I'm done talking to him, he looks at me and says, I don't know why you're yelling. I might have diabetes and high cholesterol, but I'm not deaf. So I look him square in his ancient eyeballs, and I'm like, well, why in the hell you got me walking around here hooting and hollering for the last 5 minutes when you could have just told me? And on top of that, your wife told me that you're deafer than a doorknob. At that point, he reached into his pocket and told me to come closer and open up my hand. He put 2 Werther's Originals in the palm of my hand and whispered, yup, and we're gonna make sure she always believes that. When I was younger, I was afraid of getting old. Now I'm really looking forward to it.
So I'm in LA. I'm 42. Throw this pitch.
I mean, just bam! Can't throw it any better.
And I looked back at the scoreboard and it said 82. And I went, oh.
And it was a frickin' bullet.
And then I said, let me throw a changeup. And that was 79. And I went, oh, man, there's just kind of not enough separation anymore.
That was your last year?
Yeah. You know how you always want to play one more year? I think I did that like 3 years. I was content.
Welcome back. 0-0 your score. Anthony Bender, which we saw him quite a bit over the last few years, will come on for the Marlins. He had a 4.08 ERA last year. Kind of middle relief for the Marlins. Sometimes he even pitched in the 7th and 8th inning. First pitch on the way is a sinker below the hands to Capel. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Righty lefty. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss again. 0-2. Exposito stands on deck. Garrett Cooper in the hole. Ozuna appears to be staying in the game. We'll see if he actually stays in the game when his number is called. The 0-2. Caught looking, strike 3 right there on the inner cut. Just under his hand. Same pitch. 3 consecutive pitches. 1 down. 1 down and Exposito the batter. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch from Bender. Swing and a miss. It's 0-1. 0-1 count. Right-hander kicks and fires. Slider across the belt for a strike. It's 0-2. Oh-2 count. Comes set. And brings it. Outside wide. 95-mile-an-hour sinker. Nowhere near the zone 1 and 2. The 1-2. Misses outside wide. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Braves nothing, Marlins nothing. Bender brings it, and the pitch is fouled back up against the screen. We'll do it again. The 2-2. Bender flips one up there, swing and a miss. Slider on the outer edge, 2 away. Those are his 2 main pitches in his repertoire. He's got a sinker and he's got a slider, and he just kind of mixes them back and forth. And against the right-handers, when he gets 2 strikes on you, that's normally where he goes for that 3rd strike. With the left-handers, sometimes they'll get you to try to chase the sinker off the plate, or he'll bend the slider underneath your hands like he did the first batter. First pitch to Garrett Cooper. Right there at the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. Cooper, ex-Marlin. The 0-1. Flips it up there, just right there at the knees, over the plate, 0-2. An 0-2 count. Pitch to Cooper. Did he go around? They started to walk off the diamond, but no call by home plate umpire, so it's 1-2. Cooper didn't give much of an effort for it, so I think they thought it was in the zone, but it did look like it might be a touch below. The 1-2 to Cooper. Swung on and chops it off his right leg. We'll do it again. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Bender cruised right through the entire lineup. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. On this date, March 6th, 1884, high winds tear off the grandstand roof of Manhattan's Southeast Diamond. But the one-year-old ballpark will be ready for the Gotham's National League opener on May 1st. The team, who will be renamed the Giants next season, win their first dozen games at the repaired facility at 5th Avenue and 110th Street, commonly called the Polo Grounds because the Sport of Kings took place at that site in the 1870s. And on March 6, 1923, the St. Louis Cardinals announced that players will wear numbers on their uniform sleeves with the digits corresponding to their place in the batting order. The Redbirds strongly disapproved of the concept implemented by St. Louis manager Branch Rickey, who acted on a suggestion from a sports writer, John Sheridan. On this date in Braves history, the Boston Braves acquire all-star second baseman Eddie Stanky from the Brooklyn Dodgers for Bama roll and $60,000. The 32-year-old hard-nosed infielder, known as the Brat, will play a pivotal role in the Boston Braves National League Championship. And on this date in 1951, perennial loser Charlie Brown, who made his debut in Charles Schultz's Peanut comic strip in October of 1950, appears in his first baseball game. The team's pitcher and manager usually fielded the following lineup: first baseman Shermy, second baseman Linus, third baseman Pigpen, shortstop Snoopy, in right field Lucy, the center fielder Patty, and left fielder Violet, with the catcher being Schroeder. And that's your Braves Country Radio on this date in baseball history. Welcome back. Eyeglasses is on. First pitch on the way from Rafael Iglesias is their first strike. It followed up by a swing and a miss slider. It's 0-2. We have not seen Eyeglasses yet this spring. The 0-2. Down and in, 1-2. 1-2 count. Pitching the 7th inning. Pitch on the inner track. 2-2. I'd say he's coming on because the Marlins have most of their starters still in, so they want him to face some major league hitters. The 2-2 misses high, full count. So a full count. Dane Myers, the batter. Pitch down below the knees, ball 4, and Iglesias walks the first batter he sees to start the 7th inning. And Brian Snicker's already coming out there. And I guess that's it. He's faced the one batter, and they don't want Iglesias to get too much working on the arm to start off. So we'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country. That was a weird one. 0-0 your score, top of the 7th.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but when somebody say they don't like me, it's like, ouch, you hit me right where I don't give a f. I'm going.
Dr. Pepper or Mr. Pibb? I'm not choosing.
Oh, Mr. Pibb, he's a blue-collar guy and likes golf girls.
Definitely.
Amen right there.
Definitely Mr. Pibb, because, I mean, Dr. Pepper, he's probably a doctor just because he got it, like, through the Sador Desert Institute.
I mean, my thing is, I like both, but Mr. Pibb's confusing to me because it's considered a spicy cherry soda, and I've never tasted cherry in it.
There ain't no damn cherry in Mr. Pibb.
I mean, I feel like it's a lie like chair wine. Like, everyone's like, oh, chair wine's great. No, it's not.
Who told you there was cherry in it?
Hold on, look at it.
It says it on the can.
This is good.
Okay.
It says spicy cherry soda.
Well, I saw a meth head the other day that had on pants that said juicy across the ass, and she was wearing long sleeve panties. So obviously that was a lie.
Y'all, is it just me, or does it seem like going camping is just practicing to be homeless?
Baseball's rich in wonderful statistics, but it's hard to find one more beautiful than Stan Musial's hitting record. Stan Musial got 3,630 hits. 1,815 at home, 1,815 on the road. He didn't care where he was, he just hit.
He left the field for the last time on September 29th, 1963.
When Stan Musial took his first big league at-bat, America was not yet in World War II. They were 6 years removed from Jackie Robinson. There were no baseball games to speak of on television. You traveled to games in trains. When Stan Musial took his last at-bat as the National League's all-time leader in hits, second on that list only to Ty Cobb, his last base hit went past the lunge of a rookie second baseman named Pete Rose, who would eventually pass him and would eventually pass Cobb.
You're listening to Braves Country Radio, the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Buck Farmer coming on. First pitch on the way from Buck. He's right there for a strike, the right-hander with the 3.04 ERA last year. The Reds, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Yeah, Gary, that's the spring training atmosphere. We got the birds chirping. The 0-1 swung on, foul back. It's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Top of the seventh, nobody out, one on. Nothing. You're scoring. The Braves have yet to get a base hit. The 0-2 in the dirt. Bounces away. Runner will stay put. Good job by Chadwick Tromp, who is on now. Keep that ball from rolling to the backstop. It's 1-2. 1-2. Kicks and fires. Misses high, 2-2. Very good chance that Buck Farmer makes this team. The Braves signed him a league minimum deal. If they don't sign him, he's going to be free to sign elsewhere. So if he's not brought to the big league team, he'll find a home somewhere. He's been very good the last few years, and I was a little surprised that he did not draw more interest from more teams. But I think what it all comes down to is he doesn't have the strikeout numbers percentage-wise that a lot of teams are looking for, as the 2-2 pitch is swung on and chopped over in between the pitcher's mound and first base. The ball goes off of the glove of Cooper. By the time he corrals it and flips it to first, the runner's going to be safe. I'd say that'll probably be an E3. It's a play he should have made. And when the ball went off his glove and he turned around to get it, at that point he kind of needed to put a little more mustard on if he was going to get the runner, but probably wouldn't have made a difference. Buck Farmer, the last few years, just looking at his ERA, last year it was 3.04. He had a 4.2 ERA the year before that and a 3.83 the year before that. And looks like his pitch comm, having issues with his pitch comm, so give him a chance to adjust that. Buck Farmer is from Conyers, Georgia. He played his college ball at Georgia Tech. His full name is George Rooney Farmer. Guess he goes as Buck because who wants to be called Rooney, right? First pitch on the way is an inside strike to the right-handed bat. Lopez, it's 0-1. Runners on first and second, nobody out, tie ball game. The 0-1 swung on and ripped into left field. That's going to get through for a base hit. They're going to go station to station on that one, but the bases are going to be loaded with nobody out. Hard hit ball in between the 5-6 hole. But the Braves defense was on it pretty quickly. No sense of having a collision at home plate. I'm sure that's what they're thinking. Out there in left field right now, it's Capel who took over for Profar. So he got the ball pretty quickly and got it back in. The infield is now back into the left, and the outfield is playing deep pretty much straight away. First pitch on the way is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Hernandez, the designated hitter, staying in the ball game. The 0-1. Right there at the knees. Man, that looked like a strike. Farmer wanted that call. I can't blame him. It's 1-1. 1-1 count. Next broadcast is Saturday afternoon, 12:45 first pitch. Or excuse me, 12:45 will come on the air. 1:05 first pitch, I should say. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Farmer's forte. Talked about this the last time. He is the right-handed version of Aaron Bummer, meaning he's a ground ball pitcher. The 1-2 just misses inside, 2-2. And he will get you a strikeout. Averages about a strikeout an inning, which isn't bad at all for a starting pitcher, but for your back-end relief, that's why he didn't get a lot of interest, because they're normally looking for 1 to 2 strikeouts per innings from those guys. The 2-2 misses high, ball 3. Full count from Farmer. Standing on deck, top of the order. Assuming they leave everybody in, it would be Edwards and then Sanchez. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the sinker. Just under in the hands. 1 away. Good pitch. Man, that was a good pitch on the outer edge. Yeah, the pups sometimes do look around with all the different sound effects, Stu. Bases loaded, top of the 7th. Edwards. So it looks like they're going to stick with the starting, pretty close to the starting 9 for the Marlins right now. And that's pretty much par for the course for most teams on these road games. First pitch on the way is a strike up top. Top shelf, top corner. It's 0-1. Sanchez on deck. Braves would love a double play. Now, Edwards has great speed. The 0-1 slices it foul down the line. It's 0-2. You got to figure Buck Farmer is going to probably slide into like that 6th, 7th inning role from the right side for the Braves. But there's still a big question mark who that back of the bullpen is, with losing A.J. Minter in free agency and Jimenez injured. As the 0-2 pitch misses outside, almost pitch out territory, it's 1-2. For my money, I still think Dylan Lee gets the first crack at the left-handed setup. The 1-2 just misses off the plate. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. He really wanted that pitch, but it did look like it was off the plate. Bases loaded. The 2-2. Caught looking, strike 3. He got caught watching the paint dry. Nice bender that kind of hooked around and slapped the side of the plate. 2 down. Man, that was a nasty pitch. Kind of a cutting slider there. Even with all the question marks, the Braves still look to have a pretty darn good bullpen. They've done a great job as the first pitch down and away for a ball. It's 1. They've done a great job the last few years of just finding diamonds in the rough. Other guys that'll be up for that bullpen is the 1-0. Swatted foul down the line by Sanchez, the number 2 hitter. 1-1. Buck Farmer trying to get out of this jam. Pierce Johnson will get a lot of looks for the back end of the bullpen on the right side. Depending on what they do with Grant Holmes, he could be there. The 1-1 swung on and lifted deep into left field corner just before the warning track. Making the catch is Mr. Capel, and that'll end the inning. He'll toss it out behind left field. The kids will dive onto it, into the grass, into the berm as they call it, and we'll be back in a flash. Bottom of the 7th inning. Get up and stretch, Braves country. Braves, Marlins, 0-0. We're looking for a hit. Welcome back. 0-0 your score. Bottom of the 7th we go. I'll tell you what's fun during these breaks. I usually, if I have to go do something, I have to be fast to run to go do it. So I was putting my coffee back in the fridge because probably need to turn off the coffee at this time of night. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go grab me a soda. And I'd forgotten that the light bulb in my fridge is out. So I'm digging around in the dark. I'm waiting for the new light bulb to get mailed to me. It's supposed to be here tonight sometime. But the point is, I almost had one hell of a disaster. And they're knocking over things. First pitch on the way from the right-hander, Foucher. It's their first strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Paulini, who is designated hitter for Marcell Ozuna, is chopped in between. The pitcher's mound in second, barehanded by the second baseman. 4-3 put out, just getting Paulini by a step or two. One away. Braves still have not gotten a base hit if you're just joining us. Marlins have gotten 2. Braves have been on base via the walk 4 times. Marlins have reached the walk 5 times. 4 of them were by Ian Anderson. First pitch on the way to Eli White is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 kicks and fires right there at the knees. 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Righty-righty matchup. If Eli White can get on, he has got blazing speed. The pitch down and away, 1-2. Bottom of the 7th, Foucher, the new pitcher, right-hander, lifts his black glove, kicks and fires. Curveball well outside the zone, 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Brings it. Did he go around? He did not. Full count. Eli White trying to work his way aboard any way he can. Remember, they're trying him all over the yard this spring. More diversity. He's playing second right now. The 3-2 chop foul down the third baseline. We'll do it again. We talked about this the other day, but he's got a lot of experience before he ever reached the major leagues of playing all over the place, everywhere but catcher, essentially. But since he came to the Braves organization, they've pretty much only had him in the outfield, so they never wanted to put him out there. As a 3-2 pitch is swung on and lifted into right field. The wind's carrying it. That ball's going to get off the wall. That ball's going to get down where the green grass grows. Here comes Eli White, and he is motoring around for a one-out triple. We are on the board with the hit. And are they saying that ball might have left the building? If it hit the top of the yellow stripe out there, that's a solo shot, and that's what they are saying. How about that? They're saying that ball hit the top for a home run, so we're on the board with a hit, and we're on the board with the 1-0 lead. It did. It went over the yellow line out there in right center field. There's a fence out there, a chain link fence over the outfield wall, so the ball stayed in play. So the Braves lead at 1-0. How about that? 1-0 your score, a 2-0 count now for Marisnik. He's in the dirt, 3-0. Jake Marisnik, last season in the minor leagues, 286 hitter with 12 home runs, so he's got some pop as well. On deck is Cairo, pretty good shortstop prospect for the Braves, the 3-0. Swing, pops it up. High in the sky, who wants it? Can of corn over by second base. Camping underneath it, making the easy play is Simon. Two down. Eli White improving his stock. I don't think he's got a lot to worry about. I think with his versatility and his base running ability, Eli White's making this team. The first pitch on the way is swung on, chopped over towards short. That's going to be an easy 6-3 put out to end the inning. But not for your Atlanta Braves. Put one on the board. It's 1-0 in Braves country. We'll be back in a flash. Top of the 8th we go.
Hi, y'all. It is time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is in hell. Why in hell is eggs so expensive right now?
Hey, you know why they used to call me Coffee in college?
I don't want to know.
Because I grind so fast.
Wait a minute.
What? What is it?
Train this kid to be my replacement, will I? Not on your tin type, sister.
Marriage is so much fun. One of my favorite parts is I get to hear that story that you always forget that you told me over and over again forever until I die.
You know, my TikTok account might be for laughing, but my bank account is for crying.
Welcome to Cooperstown for the 75th anniversary of the National Baseball Hall of Fame and Museum.
2014 inductee, Greg Maddux.
Maddux receives 97.2% of the vote.
It's like the ultimate all-star team. You're always nervous until you give your speech. You definitely don't want to bore people.
I was very fortunate to have a brother that I could learn from. He even taught me a little bit about science.
Oh, gosh.
It has to do with a little methane and a lighter, and I still get a huge kick out of it today.
We have fun. We have fun.
That was a unique relationship that I'm like.
The next 7 years were spent winning division titles, watching the kids grow up, watching John Smoltz's hairline recede.
My bald head was just all he cared about.
I spent 12 years in Chicago, 11 in Atlanta, and both places are very special to me. Without experiences in both cities, I would not be standing here today. On behalf of my family and all those I've mentioned, thank you for this incredible honor.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Out-of-town scoreboard as Buck Farmer goes back to work. This is 23rd pitch of the night. Is a slider at the knees to Barry, the third baseman, in for Jonah Bride. It's 0-1. Out-of-town scoreboard looks like this. Games in action as the 0-1 is inside 1-1. Astros lead the Mets 5-1, top of the sixth. Rays beat the Phillies earlier today, 5-4. While the Blue Jays beat the Red Sox, 7-4. The 1-1. Slice foul down the line. 1-2. Pirates and Orioles are deadlocked at 5 in the sixth inning. Diamondbacks and Guardians just about to begin, as are the Royals and Cubs. The 1-2 pitch swung on, and that ball's going to get dribbled over to first. Cooper's got it. He'll step on the bag. One away. Later on tonight, if you're up in your board, Brian Wu versus Hendricks. The Angels and the Mariners, 8:40 first pitch. Earlier today, Nationals 12-1 over the Cardinals. Mike Soroka got the win for the Washington Nationals. And that's going to be it for Farmer. Snicker doesn't want to put too many pitches on that arm. We'll be back in a flash, Braves Country, when we come back, clinging to a 1-0 lead here at Cool Today Park.
I'm literally pissed at my husband this morning because I'm on dead empty in my own car that he doesn't drive and didn't know it was on empty. And I put it off because it's so cold outside. But now it's even colder outside. And now here I am getting my own car, its own gas in the freezing cold. And I'm honestly pissed at him. Anybody else?
What's the difference between me and a fence post? One of us is hard to get through, but it sure ain't me.
I'm not a Hall of Famer. I'm the guy that doesn't take the trash out, gets cramps, picks up the dog out of the yard.
You meet someone every now and then that's like, oh, that's really cool. And, you know, Chase and I probably have the same, like, no, it's really not.
Yeah. He was always fun dad, though. He was always just playing around or jumping in the pool when they were little.
He'd always take us to mini golf on his off days. Yeah. He'd have to bring his own putter every time, would take it way too seriously.
I went there to practice my putting.
Yeah, he wasn't bonding with us. He was practicing his golf game.
I feel like Atlanta, I was too young to like really truly remember. So definitely like Chicago, because I was able to go in all the time. Grew up, you know, throwing bullpens in the outfield and, you know, taking BP and taking grounders at third.
When he was younger, the Braves really didn't want the kids in there. Snuck him in one day in Pittsburgh. It's the second inning, and one of the clubbies comes down, and they're like, hey, Greg, Chase is up there throwing up. I'm like, oh, really? Are you kidding me? Go up there and come to find out he drank like 9 slushies and was throwing up the blue slushy all over the Pirates clubhouse.
They had a make-your-own slushy station in, you know, the food room, so I went in there as, you know, a little kid and was just loading up the syrup, just couldn't get enough. And
yeah, that was pretty funny.
Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today. Welcome back. First pitch swinging is a foul ball bending into all that foul territory there on the left-hand side. Capel's trying to make a sliding catch. It's going to just evade his glove. 0-1. Martorella, the new batter, in for Mervis. First baseman for first baseman. And the new pitcher in for Buck Farmer is Pilar, who's had a pretty good spring. He had one bad outing, but other than that, pretty good. The 0-1. Outside wide. First strike, 0-2. In the minor leagues last season, Pilar, 2.64 ERA, an opponent's batting average of 241. The 0-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Got him. 2 down. He's got an outside chance of making the team. As far as looking at the Braves roster, what we can expect as of right now, if we went to opening day right now, I think what your bench would look like is, I'm still saying Chadwick Trump is the catcher. Eli White would definitely make the team. That was even before that home run. I mean, he's just so versatile. His first pitch on the way is a strike at the knees, slider. It's 0-1. You got to figure they're going to carry an infielder, so I believe Nick Allen has the inside track on that. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. And then if you view Jared Kelenic as the starter, then Brian De La Cruz would be my pick to platoon, or vice versa. It doesn't matter how you look at it. One's going to face the right-handers, one's going to face the left-handers. The one caveat to that is the 0-2 pitch, outside wide 1-2. If they decide not to carry an extra infielder because they believe that Eli White can do it all, they may not keep Nick Allen, but he's had a pretty good spring. And at that point, they may carry another outfielder. He's a 1-2 outside wide. 2-2. And you could always keep Luke Williams, who can play infield. He can play outfield. He's got good speed. But Nick Allen has played so well, I think it's going to be hard to keep him off the team. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll end the inning. Pilar comes on, cleans up the rest of the inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th, leading 1-0 here in Braves country.
Cool things we did at school that kids today will never experience. Taking a coin to buy a pencil and praying it's the one you really wanted, then going back to class and proudly sharpening it. Taking a big whiff of a marker, pretending to be high. Letting Elmer's glue dry on your palm and then peeling it off. Admit it, you did this at least once when you were a kid.
This is Bob, and yes, I'm in another battlefield. This is Stones River, as the Confederates called it, or Murfreesboro, according to the Union, where General Bragg and his 40,000 Confederates were wintering just south of Nashville. But here came Rosecrans, ordered by Lincoln, because he had not had a victory since Antietam and the Emancipation Proclamation. He wanted another one, and here in the Mid-Theater is where he thought he could get it, at this battlefield. It was brutal on both sides.
As he got older, I remember it just being like so funny. Yeah. I remember in, I think it was San Diego, and you were like 40, and they were just like yelling at you, they're like, eat another pizza, Maddox. We loved that one. That was funny.
If you asked me what was the one line that he said that most stands out to you, it would be, I'm playing with house money. He would say that to me all the time. Anytime I'd talk about, another Cy Young or some other record that he was approaching, an ERA under 2, he's like, playing with house money.
I never thought I was the best, but I always try to get the most out of my ability. Some guys try harder than others. Some guys work harder than others.
Everything to him was house money. That he was much better than he thought, pitched a lot longer than he thought, played on more winning teams than he thought.
This is the good one, though, the World Series trophy. That's the one you share for a lifetime with your teammates and family and friends and city. The Cy Youngs are nice, but I'm really probably the only one that cares about them. Lots of people care about that.
1-0 your score as we welcome you back into the fold here in Cool Today Park. Braves will grab the sticks, hopefully for the last time, and they'll hold on to this win. Remember, there are no extra innings in spring training unless it is determined prior to the game. So, as the first pitch on the way is swatted towards left field, that ball's going to get down for a base hit. It's going to be a leadoff single for Rodriguez and your Atlanta Braves have one on, nobody out to start the inning. Carlos Rodriguez in for Kelenic, the right fielder. Just kind of hit a drop shot down the line, and they were playing him to pull, so couldn't get to it in time. Chadwick Tromp takes the first pitch. Right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Chadwick, 250 average. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. Batted 250 in 2024, 6 RBIs. He's always played pretty well when the Braves have called upon him because of injury and whatnot. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. 1-2. He's not going to have, even though he's a big guy, he's not going to have a whole lot of power. He's more of a guy that just kind of tries to drive the ball towards the gaps. The 1-2 pitch. Chop foul towards the third base dugout. We'll do it again. Kelenic went 0 for 2, Envy, with a strikeout, so that click didn't clack. His replacement just got a base hit, though. The 1-2. Swing! That ball's hammered down the third base line, but just foul. That thing stays fair. There's so much foul territory in these spring training stadiums, and especially at Cooler Day Park. That thing would have rattled around for a while. There's no ABS system in this game. We've only seen one with the Braves games so far. And it's up to the managers as well, but one of the reasons why you don't have the ABS system in a game like this is because with the gray TV, they just don't have the right camera angles. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with a nasty sinker on the outer edge. 1 away. One down. Faucher digs in. He's going to flip it over to first to keep the runner close by. Carlo's back in there under the tag. Capel, the left fielder, your batter standing on deck is Exposito. Cooper is in the hole. First pitch on the way. Swung on in, lifted into right field, coming in, making the sliding catch in right field for the second out was Myers' replacement, Martorella. I keep wanting to call him Motorola. That was a sliding snow cone of a catch because his glove banged on the fielder and almost shot out of his glove. 2 down. 2 away in Exposito. Is your batter righty-righty matchup. They flip it over there again. Keep Carlos close by. Carlos Rodriguez, he's had a couple of good leads over there. I'm kind of expecting him to take off, but he hasn't yet. The first pitch right there at the knees. It's 0-1. I mean, if you're Rodriguez, you might as well, because you're not making the team. So you might as well try to get some stats padded. You might get someone else's attention out there. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Oh, 2 count. Rodriguez, by the way, has 75 steals in the minors in his career. 24-year-old. The 0-2 bangs off the plate, 1-2. And they are aware of it over there in the Marlins dugout because they are looking over their shoulder. They're going back and forth. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Braves need 3 outs to secure another win to go to 7-3 on the young spring training season. We'll be back in a flash to see if they can slam the door.
Hi, y'all. It's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is spectators. We're having steak tonight, and she wanted broccoli, but I spectators would taste better.
You know, health insurance is cool because you get to pay a bunch of money each month for nothing. Then if something happens to you, you get to pay a whole bunch more money.
I prefer paying all my bills at once so I can spend the rest of the month like relaxing and enjoying the $22 I have left over.
What's the difference between you and a Christmas tree?
I don't know.
Stays up for 12 days, has cute balls, looks good with the lights on.
What is this enticing bowl of white? That's cottage cheese. Cottage cheese? Like cheese from some cottage? Who's cottage? What is that exactly? How do you not know what it is? Aren't you like a cheese guy? I'm not a cottage guy.
You are going to make us lose this game.
I think Jay-Z or
probably not a good time right now.
Yeah, too soon.
I mean, let's face it, he's the greatest pitcher I've ever seen in my lifetime.
He is the best, folks. He is the best.
Day in, day out. Start from start to start, consistently great.
It's known as a Maddox if you throw a complete game with less than 100 pitches, because Greg did it so often.
There's nobody better than Greg Maddux. I don't care who it is.
He's the greatest pitcher I ever saw.
3,000 strikeouts for Greg Maddux.
I don't think there's anybody that compares to doing more with less.
There's nothing intimidating about Greg Maddux. His stature, his athletic ability, his fastball. Nothing's intimidating until you sit in your locker at the end of the night and you're sucking on an 0 for 4 because he's completely dominated you.
His demeanor was always the same. He just took one pitch to the next at bat. That was it. That's great.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Angel Perdomo is a very good chance of making the bullpen. Is on, the left-hander, 3.72 ERA. In 2023 with Pittsburgh, he's coming off of Tommy John surgery. First pitch on the way is a frisbee slider up there for a strike. It's 0-1. He is a tall customer. The 0-1. Just misses off the plate. Fastball, 1-1. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way, swung on, chopper over the mound, over to short. Cairo's got it, fires it over to first, and it's a 6-3 put out. One away. One down. Perdomo, by the way, 6'8", 265 pounds. He looks every bit of it. He looks like he almost has to crouch to be able to throw the ball. First pitch on the way. It's right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Kicks and fires. Swing! That ball's hammered into left field. Going back, and this game is tied. Good night, Irene. That ball was hammered into the seats, and it's a 1-1 ball game. So don't go anywhere. The Braves will be batting in the bottom of the ninth. Solo shot over the wall. Augustin Ramirez, fastball about letter high, and he did not miss it. Perdomo, 30-year-old, trying to make this squad. He just got way too much of the plate. I would say it's a pretty good catch by the fan out there, but grown man taking a glove to the game, I don't know about that. First pitch on the way is outside wide for a ball. It's 1-0. If the kid does it, it's fine. I don't know. A grown man, I think you're supposed to catch those with the bare hand. That's always an argument. The 1-0. Fastball. Right there for a strike on the outer edge. 1-1. To me, the one caveat is if you brought the glove to make sure if you're sitting next to a little one that the little one's not going to get hit by the ball. But the 1-1 fouled off. 1-2. Look, he either lost the bat or the bat broke. Tossing the back to Barry. Take another look at that. Yeah, he just lost control of that bat. That bat made it all the way over the dugout. Might have gotten a piece of one of the managers over there. That might hurt his chances of making the team. 1-2 count. Jacob Berry, the batter, 11 home runs in the minor leagues last year. The 1-2, outside wide, 2-2. Perdomo, when he was with the Pirates before the injury, he had a high strikeout rate, and that's what jumped out at the Braves. That's why they went after him this year. The 2-2, down and away, 3-2. So you know he's going to be working off some rust, but the idea is you got a tall left-hander with strikeout stuff. You're willing to put up with some of the runs he may give up. The 3-2 pitch swung on and lifted into shallow center field, going over, making the running catch from the second base position for your Atlanta Braves is Eli White. 2 down. Good play by Eli. You're just joining us. The one run that the Braves have in this game was a solo home run over the right center field wall by the Book of Eli. 2 down. Pitch in the dirt from Perdomo. It's 1-0. 1-0. Winkler, the new batter. Kicks and fires. Went around for a strike, 1-1. Lefty-righty matchup. Game's tied 1-1. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt, 2-1. Braves play the Pirates on Saturday, and then after that, we'll be back here on Monday for the Tampa Bay Rays. As the 2-1 misses outside, 3-1. Next week, we have 4 games we're bringing to you. So after Saturday's broadcast, we'll be here Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. They're all 105 first pitches. The 3-1 pitch swung on and lifted into center field, making the catch on the run from center field for your Atlanta Braves is Marisnick, and that'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash to see if we can walk it off, if we're going to kiss our sister again here on Braves Country.
Just got my electric bill today. Suffice it to say, if anyone comes to my house, they better have their phone flashlight on.
I gained and lost 60 pounds in 3 months.
Wow, that's almost impossible.
Well, first of all, through God, all things are possible, so jot that down.
By far, one of the stupidest things I've ever did was went to this girl's house because she said her parents were away on vacation. We decided that we're just going to make some food together. So we're in the kitchen, you know, messing around, doing what couples do. And we made this casserole and put it in the oven. But for some reason, when we did that, her whole energy changed. I took that opportunity. You know, one thing led to another. And we're in the middle of her parents' dining room. After I was done, I felt like a tiger. My girlfriend picked up her clothes off the floor. She put them on, and she went to the oven to take out the casserole. But I was still in awe of how this all went down, so I went up behind her, and I was like, honey, what made you so spontaneous? What made you want to do this right now? And that's when she looked over at me, and the clock on this stove is broken, and I needed to set a timer for 2 minutes.
When he came in from the ballpark and put his baseball uniform on, must have been something kind of like what Superman would do.
There were so many little things about Maddox that made him so great. I mean, he was the best fielding pitcher of his generation. 18 Gold Gloves.
Maddox, one of the best fielding pitchers in the game.
I just look at Greg and I think from the neck up, he was better than anybody.
Maddox, though, you go straight from kindergarten to the master's program.
He's just smarter. And he'd be the last person to let you know that. He's not going to take any credit. Yeah, I got lucky. Yeah, you got lucky 355 times, didn't you?
I'm proud of the career I had. Just to be able to do that for as long as I did it, you know, you're just fortunate. You're fortunate that you're able to do that.
We'll never see that happen again. To pitch that well, that often, time and time again. I mean, I hope people enjoyed it then because it's the last you'll see of it.
Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the country club today. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error for the Marlins. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for your Atlanta Braves. We head to the bottom of the ninth. We'll either win or draw here. No extra innings here in spring training. Garrett Cooper leads us off. Righty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way. He's inside for a ball. It's 1-0. He'll face Kempner, the right-hander. William Kempner out of San Jose, California, drafted by the Giants. The 1-0. Inside. Outside, 2-0. So a 2-0 count. Drafted by the Giants back in 2022. Kempner played his college ball at Gonzaga. The 2-0. Frisbee slider around the world for a strike. It's 2-1. The 2-1 to Cooper, who's got power, misses inside. 3-1. Garrett Cooper, over his major league career, has 57 home runs. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Tried to take that one downtown. Full count. Braves 1, Marlins 1. Bottom of the 9th inning. Kempner with his high socks delivers. High and inside, ball 4. So your Atlanta Braves have the go-ahead run, the winning run on first base. See if they may pinch hit for Cooper. It looks like we've got Siegel coming to the plate. First pitch on the way. He's inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Chandler Siegel, the batter, had 1 home run last year and a 180 average. The 1-0. Up top for a strike, 1-1. You would think they would pinch run for him, but they haven't flashed over there. It appears that is still Cooper there, so the 1-1. Outside, but called for a strike, 1-2. So a 1-2 count. Kicks and fires. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 1 away. Fastball just blew it right by him. We have had to kiss our sister too many times this spring season. It seems like every single game is finishing in a tie. Or at least we're flirting with the tie. Even the one that we lost the other day, we took it all the way to the 9th inning in that one. First pitch on the way to Eli White, who has got the only RBI of the night. He hit a solo home run over the right center field walls last time up. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Eli. Outside wide. 1-1. 1-1 count. Well, I was about to say, Brian, being a Crimson Tide fan, has to know what kissing his sister's like. So let's not play dumb here, Brian. So 1-1 count. Kempner comes set. Brings it. Misses high, 2-1. Standing on deck is Marisnik. If they keep it going, it's Cairo. Carlos Rodriguez would follow. Turns around and flips it over to first, and the ball gets away. And Cooper doesn't have very good speed, so he's going to stay put. Someone with a little better speed might have thought about going, but Probably to no avail. I don't even know why they're over there throwing. Cooper's not a threat to steal. In fact, he was so close to the bag, all he did was just kind of turn and lean over there to touch it. The 2-1 to Eli. Whoa! Ball goes to the backstop. That one will go all the way to the backstop. That one will send Cooper down to second base. And now the winning run, 90 feet closer into scoring position at second. That fastball almost took off Eli's head. Wowza. The 3-1 to Eli, swing and a miss, chase the slider down and away. Definitely swung at ball 4 there. Braves 1. Marlins 1. A full count to Eli White. Cooper at second base. The payoff pitch. Oh, you got to swing at that, Eli. Strike 3. Stared a fastball right there. P at the knees on the outer edge. 2 down. Looked like that might have been his cutter, but nonetheless, it was right there, and you've got to get the bat off your shoulders. 2 down, and it's up to Marisnik, do or die. First pitch on the way. He's inside. For a ball, it's 1-0. The 1-0. Brings it. That looked to touch inside, called for a strike, 1-1. Blue might have dinner plans somewhere. He's wanting to get this game over with. The 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Kempner. Outside wide fastball misses. 92 high and wide, 2-1. Cooper at second, 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch. Inside, almost gets him, ball 3, 3-1. Standing on deck is Cairo. The only run that matters is sitting out there at second base. There's a huge hole in between first and second as they're playing him back into the left. The 3-1, right there at the knees, full count. So the Braves are down to their last strike. Tie ball game. Kempner comes set. Time is called. Braves 1, Marlins 1. Marisnik wanting to take a second step out of the box. Now he's back in. Once again, a huge hole to the right side. So if he hits it to the right side, good chance we walk this off. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that'll end the inning. That'll end the game. And unless they've decided to play extras, and I don't believe they have, that'll do it. 1-1 your score. And we'll be kissing our sister again on a 1-1. You know what? If you're kissing your sister, you might as well play this. One to one. Wish I knew where the roll tide was, but we'll have to get that out next time. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error by the Marlins. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error by the Braves. And another tie. We'll see you Saturday afternoon. Come on the air, 12:45 first pitch. Or 12:45 pregame show, 1:05 first pitch. Believe it'll most likely, we have a good chance of seeing either Grant Holmes or maybe even Schwellenbach on Saturday. We'll see you then. Have a great night, Braves country.
You're in Braves country.